Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, still not doing that. How are you doing on this fine evening? I hope you're doing quite alright. I am. And just like always, today is another fine day outside. It's not too cold, not too warm, sun shining. Well, it was a couple hours ago, at least. Had some good food, and now a good novel to read. A visual novel. Ah. I was. Today was a good day. I had a presentation today, so I had the audacity to not screw that up. Or not an audacity. I had the skills to not screw that up. It went alright, I think. But yeah. How are you all doing? It's been another day. Japanese lessons always on Wednesday. Oh, stretch my back a bit. Oh. I hope YouTube doesn't screw up my chat this time. Just like Wednesday. Or Tuesday. Dead by Daylight. Ah. Oh well. Stuff like that happens. Give me a moment. Sorry, had to scratch my throat with for a bit. Take a sip of water. Who's ready for more pain today? I already can't wait to voice more cat girls. Well, let's not forget to switch the screen this time. One times, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, more shame on me. Let's go. Oh, look at that. It worked. Ba, 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 ba. Yes. And that's all. Without further ado, let us dive into the rules of Nekopara. Ba, 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 da. データロードする Load Afternoon. Let's see. Voice. Oh, no, not you. I am gonna hate myself. Afternoon. Tea time comes to a close, and the amount of customers dwindles down to a handful. I let the cat girls handle the shop as I coop myself up in the kitchen. I taste test the cake that I've made. I think it's delicious. In terms of cake, of a cake that I would serve to my customers, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But there's still something missing. Kasho? Cripes! I've been calling you this entire time, so at least give me an answer. Sorry, Maple. I wasn't paying attention. Talk about being rude. What's with that scary expression and grumbling? I thought you turned into a dog for a moment. I was actually that was actually the expression of my face. At the very least, it's not the kind of face you'd make when eating a good cake. Yeah. I'm not going to refute that I wasn't in that state of mind. I pat my own face down. Hmm? You have cream on your cheek. Nipple uses her fingertip to stroke around my mouth. Her fingers are smooth and elegant, yet still supple at the same time. Oh no. Nipple licks the whipped cream she wiped off. I think it tastes great though. I don't think you can really get a taste for it like that. Why don't you give the proper taste test and tell me what you think? If you don't mind, sure. Then sure. Cringy overused trope. Ah! Classic. Here it is. Merry Christmas. Looks pretty decadent to me. In a good way? Yes, in a great way. It looks delicious. Maple takes a tiny scoop with a fork and brings it to her mouth. Hmm. 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 Just as delicious as ever. Is it? Though, I really don't get why you're so bent out on shape. You're so bent out of shape when what you're making is so delicious. But it's plain, isn't it? Plain? Uh, I don't know, plain. That's how it feels to me. I don't know about that. I think it leaves a noticeable impression and has the traits only your cakes have. Only my cakes have. Anybody who'd look at this cake would think yeah, it's pretty, and anybody who'd eat it would say it's delicious. You want to make cakes that bring smiles to everyone's faces. Isn't that always what you're saying you want to do? Yeah, that sentiment hasn't changed. But there's still something I'm hung up on. That's Dad said my cooking lacked core. He said that phrases bringing smile to people's faces was something I ran behind. My dad always speaks with a purpose, especially when it comes to cuisine. I'm running behind them? My cooking lacks core? What does it even mean? I don't have a clue, but if your intent is to bring smiles to people's faces, uh, is no good, then why not try making sweets without that idea in mind? Huh? Well, you're baking to test things out, right? It's not like you're making them for customers, so I don't see the big deal. Good point. I'll keep reading the Japanese and above it to see if I can actually read it. Now that she spells it out like that, I realized I never baked with that idea in mind. Not baking for everyone, just baking for myself. Alright, now that I've finished. You want me again? I'd like you to compare it to the last one. I don't dislike being asked. to taste test since I love eating tasty things, but my weight. On second thought, I'm sure I'll be fine. I see. I like this one better. It hits you with the sweets, has a strong aroma, is assertive, and that's not a bad thing. Though in terms of cohesiveness of the flavor, I do feel it's a bit on the coarse side. I see. But if you're going to get your father to eat something, wouldn't the last cake be a better match? Uh, yeah, probably. If you're going to... if you're used to eating Western sweets, and you like a richer flavor, then I think this is good. But I'm afraid I'm not sure how it fare as a Christmas cake for the whole family. My preferences aren't anything really all that special, I know. I say it's for everyone, but I guess it's not like it's too far from my preferences. I've honed my senses so that I can make out if something tastes good after all. Basically, making something with your own preference in mind doesn't change much then. Oh. You do! Eating delicious looking cakes all by yourself! Oh no. Master, you are too cruel for not calling chocolate to come. I just so happened to be passing by to do so. I taste test a little. Do you want to try too, chocolate? Yeah. You give them a try too, chocolate. Both the one I made earlier and the one I made just now. May I? Hooray! Yatta! I heard that I could be eating cake. Hey, Vanilla, how's the shop doing? Right now? Cinnamon is working like a horse, so no problems there. That's what you call no problem? Show the chocolate's voice. No, please don't. He's the only voice I can actually do. What? What is everyone gathered here for? Oh, look, it's the workhorse. Horse? But I'm a cat girl. Who's minding the shop, then? Yes, Azuki and Coconut are working like field mice. Right. Well, it should be break time anyway, so I guess it's fine. Could you guys taste test this for me then? Pleasure! Mine too. Much obliged. It's so good. So good. I see. This is giving me the urge for a cup of tea. Oh, yes, that's right. Master, your cakes are quality as always. I prefer this one. The second. Chocolate likes the first one better. Well, I like either one. Ah, so does chocolate. Chocolate likes both too. Mm-hmm. Arigato. There's not that big a difference between them. Everyone... I'm tired for some reason. Everyone is saying that they're good, so your complaint is starting to look a little hazy, Kasho. What would be Kasho-san's complaint? Seems that he's worried that both cakes might seem too plain. Oof, oof. A cake is delicious. A cake this delicious could never be plain. Anyone thinks who this is too plain is spoiled. Spoiled. But if you think that, Kasho-san, why not try making a cake that isn't too plain instead? Oh my god, Cinnamon. How didn't I try this before? I see. That could be interesting. Excuse me, chocolate has an ID. Huh? Hmm? She's confident in her ID. If you insist, I'll give it a shot. Chocolate's a really big fan of sweet IDs, and she's eaten several of my cakes. It is possible that she might have some sort of discovery. I follow Chocolate's orders and try making a cake from them. I sandwich a chocolate mousse with chocolate sponge cake, frosted with chocolate ice cream, and decorated with, you guessed it, chocolate. Pretty sure chocolate should be safe for cat girls to eat, right? This chocolate cake has enough, well, chocolate to warrant for those concerns. Ta-da! It's chocolate's special chocolate morning star. The name is kind of skirting the line of good taste, you know. Chocolate's so cute, even when she's haphazardly naming things. Oh, looks delicious. Well, I think the taste should be just fine. Looks high calorie to me. Time for a taste! A cake made by master the chocolate thought up. This is the labor of love. Try not to overthink things and give. Try not to overthink things and give me a taste test, okay? It's chocolatey, all right. Yes, it's very much a chocolate cake. Delicious, exquisite, rad. That's rad. Master, this tastes great. Yeah, it excludes chocolateness in more ways than one. I think it's a bit heavy, but even though everything tastes the same, the subtle difference in texture makes for quite a big difference. But while I do think this is probably irresistible for chocolate lovers, it's no good. It's a bit on the extreme side. But it was a bold idea, and I'll take it for future reference. Thank you. So it was good. Yay! Chocolate did it! Alright, you're next up, Vanilla. Leave this to me. A snow white rare cheesecake with the smell of vanilla extract, drizzled with melted chocolate. I guess I'll call it Chokra Kawaii. Kana? Does the name has anything have anything to do with the cake? It's quite a novel appearance. It's almost like cold tofu drenched in soy sauce. Ah, that's what it looks like. Well, I was hoping for a change after all. It was a fresh novel appearance, at the very least. Now for a taste. The taste is pretty plain, I suppose. The smell of vanilla is strong, so I feel like some people will like it and some people won't. Well, I like it. The chocolate is good. It's a little bitter. You're right, it does taste more bitter than I expected. Hehe, I like it. I feel some sweetener tea would complement this. Sweeter tea. Juice might go well as juice might go well too. Hey, I'm in heaven. Hmm? Honestly, it's hard to call this a cake that brings smile to everyone's faces. But seeing Vanilla, who is not very expressive, with faint hints of joy on her face, has left quite an impression on me. You're next, Cinnamon. Uh, well then, uh, come to think something up with me, Mei-chan. Huh? No, I'm no good. I like plain cake after all. And just so you know, I'm not thinking of having him make a cake that's drizzled in maple syrup, okay? But I like maple. Let's think something up together. Ah, jeez, fine. I make the cake that Maple and Cinnamon come up with as well. It's a black tea, chaffin tea cake. Plain. Don't call it plain. The taste is pretty creative, I say. Right, a black tea cake surprisingly doesn't match well with black tea, or rather, the flavor profiles are too similar, so it's an off match. Though I'm sure that there are people who appreciate that. That's why I came up with this idea to double and use a black tea chiffon cake with a robust flavor. Oh, oh! This does make chocolate want a cup of tea. The butter flavor comes out from the aroma of the black tea. The whipped cream garnish really complements it. So good. Oishi. Hmm? It is good, isn't it? Still, I'm not sure how I feel about having made this in the first place. Flavor-wise, it's basically black tea scone. So it's not a novel idea, and the black tea makes more of a center stage than the cake. You may be right, but I think this cake suits your personality, Maple. Sorry. Is that so? Would you say it's putting the cat before the horse? No, 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 no. That's not what I meant. I'm just joking. Alright, Cinnamon, you're next. Did you put some real thought into this? Wow, flowers! Uh, my, a flower-shaped cake. Quite the elaborate design. Uh, what with the crafting each individual petal? It was not easy, let me tell you. Hehe, you're so skilled, Kasho-san. You perfectly created my vision. These flowers, you see, they all have this thing. They have these things called a stamen and a pistil, see? Oh, so those are stamen and pistils. I kind of figured that was her idea. That's very cinnamon. Oh, a cinnamon idea, that. So, the stamen and the pistol, right? They, they make love to each other. And once they squish and slush, they make a baby, you see? Don't squish and squash the cake. You, you should never play with your food. Quit going into heat over a cake, for crying out loud. For crying out loud. I'm not going into heat. I'm seriously considering the cake. And this is serious consideration. This serious consideration led to this stamen pistol thing and pistol thing. Yeah, look at me like that, Major. Don't. It's drooling. Right. Well then, putting Cinnamon's intent behind this aside, the flower petals are fluffy and delicious. That's master for you. The stamen and pistil parts are a little hard to chew, though. From a mental standpoint, that is. Being particular about the shape of what you're making is important. Is an important quality. Flavor tends to change based on your feelings, you know? Did this even end up being helpful? I mean, I'm pretty sure it didn't. No, I think a more flexible idea like this was just the thing I needed. I can apparently get pretty hard-headed. Your head is hard? Headbutt time. That's not what I meant by that. Anyway, give I'll give things some more thought. Hmm. If you need more taste testing, give me a call. How long are you going to be all hot and bothered, Cinnamon? We're getting back to work. Oh, wait, Michan! Master, thank you for the cake. Master, thank you for the cake. Chocolate's going back to work. Thank you for the cake. I give them a nod and watch the girls all leave the kitchen. I look over all these cakes. The cakes, which I felt had their own sense of personality up until a second ago, seem to all have lost their luster. What's going on? It's a strange feeling. The cakes losing their charm isn't a positive thing. However, I continue to stare at them in a positive way. And if there is something important in the in the test cakes, Break time. 3 days later. And yeah, today's another day Master hasn't come out of the kitchen. When does he go to sleep? I miss him. Huh. Master is worrying so much. But Chokla is helping out a lot. Chokla is completely adjusted to the job and is working a lot now. You do any prep before the shop opens? You do any prep before the shop opens? Wash the dishes, show customers to their seats, of course. Chokla's been working so hard, right? You're doing great. You're doing great. But Chokla doesn't know my master's cakes can get even more delicious than they already are. Chokla wants to do something for master's sake. She wants to do something. She wants to do something. She does. Settle down, Chokla. If she settles down, she can do something. The break door room door opens. Hey, quit your yelling. We can hear you all the way in the shop. Oh. Elski and Coconut come into the break room. However, Coconut looks a little odd. Coco-chan, something wrong? Oh. What's up? Nuts the dummy has been playing hooky. Huh? No way! Doesn't sound right. Coco-chan is always out on deliveries. And when she's in the shop, she's always cleaning and doing dishes. She's always working. Maybe when she's on deliveries? I don't think so. Once she has her destination in mind, she's always as fast as possible. Yeah, right. She's always doing her best, right? No doubt. Eh? Yeah, she's always doing her best, all right. Yeah? Ah, makes sense now. Huh? Don't you find it strange she's not here, despite me scheduling shifts? Wait, who? Wait. Now that you mention, it, wait. I think I missed something. Yeah, scheduling shifts to give everyone equal for breaks. Huh? She has been playing hooky. He has been playing hooky. Dumb nuts always pretending to take a break while working instead. Huh? Now that you mention it, I've never seen Coconut in the break room. Oh, that's true. Taking breaks is part of the job. What are you gonna do if you get sick from overworking yourself? I'm sorry. It is my responsibility too, you know, whether the shifts I schedule keep the shop in a working order or not. If there comes a time where all your needless hustling makes it so you're absent, what do you think will happen to the shop? The fact is, the shop isn't gonna be able to operate based on original schedule. in which we could take turns. Right. Listen, I get you want to work hard for the shop and for Casio. Yeah, it's all my fault after all. What? It's because I said I wanted to throw a Christmas party again. That was just a trigger. He was going to have to face his problems head on eventually. I agree. If this is the path Casual's walking down, he's not gonna get through by avoiding it. It's okay, Coco-chan. Chocolate? Master will surely make a delicious cake. After all, he's master. He said he would eventually make the words delicious come out of his father's mouth. He said so it'll be okay. Chocolate, yeah, I have faith. Chocolate has faith in Master too. Of course she wants to do something to help Master. But if I overexert myself, I'll just end up causing more problems for him instead. Yes, you're right, I'm sorry. Alright. Yeah. Good girl, Chocolate. Good girl. What is it, Vanilla? Since when did you two start speaking like reasonable adults, Chocovani? Well, everyone's said their piece, so lecture time is over. Nuts, you gotta be cold from going out on delivery, right? How about a cup of warm tea? Thank you, Oni-chan. Oni-chan. Well, get to boiling a cup. You mean this wasn't an offer to make it for me? Chocolate will make it for you. Thank you, Chocolate. You've been worried about the two of them and their relationship? What are you talking about? Nevertheless, Casio ain't coming out of the kitchen, is he? He's making cakes as he should, so the shop is in good shape, but he's the one who really should be taking a break right now. I'm scheduling everyone's shifts, but Casio isn't listening to anything I tell him. I wish there was something we could do. Oni-chan. Ah. Yeah. Nanny? God. Rip Deskun. It is no good. This doesn't help change anything. Why? Casio? Uh-huh. I take a breathe. I take a breath to regain my composure. Close call. I almost started shouting in front of everyone. Be still, my heart. Maple? Cinnamon? You guys are still here? I thought the shop would be closed by now, but they're still here. The register count didn't add up. Husky said not to switch such a small matter, but we couldn't help ourselves, so the two of us recounted it. It's rare that our sold stock doesn't add up with the money in the register. If it's too much of a difference, it could be a problem, but how much didn't add up? Oh, 1 yen. I can see why she told you not to worry about it. If it's just 1 yen, then it might be a miscount, or might have fallen somewhere without anyone noticing. My, very perspective. It fell under the register. Actually, good on you guys for finding it. Mei-chan is the type to not give up until the end, when she sets out on to do something. She wasn't even thinking of going home until she found it. She even crawled on the ground looking for it. And I thought I told you that you didn't have to wait up since the other cat girls went home already. I couldn't go home and leave you here, Mei-chan. Maple, you really don't have to sweat 1 yen. I am always at the counter, so I'm the one who interacts with the register the most. A miscount is a blow to my pride. But the others go on register duty sometimes too. Like when you're on break and stuff. Yeah, I'm aware of that. By the way, aren't you going home, Kasho? I could go home, but everything, including the shop, is already basically my home. You have to get up bright and early tomorrow morning, don't you? I can't see why you wouldn't go back up to your room and rest. Did you come here because you wanted to say that? No. I came here to report what happened. It's just passing advice, I assure you. Is baking your new cake going well? If it was going well, he wouldn't be cooped up here this late, now would he? Well, I'm starting to get to a point where I can't even really tell. Want to give it a taste? I present them the test cake I just finished baking. Well, don't mind if I do. Yay! Perks at work! Maple and cinnamon taste test. Um, it's no good, is it? I knew it. I've come to that realization, and I realized that I've been piling all these different techniques that just made the flavor go south. Well, I'd say it's quite a unique flavor. You can taste the indecision in this. I'm getting antsy. The more I keep pursuing, the further I feel myself from getting from my goal. It's gotten so bad as of late that I'm even second guessing myself when I bake cakes that I make on a regular basis. Huh. Kasho-san. More importantly, the fact that you guys are cheering me on is actually putting a lot of pressure on me. Huh? Lately, I feel like the more support I get from you guys, the more pain it causes me. I absolutely hate the feeling that way, but I'm aware of the fact that I've been losing my composure. And I'm afraid that I'll eventually, even though it's all in my head, I won't be able to keep myself in check and I'll end up pushing you all away from me. I'm so grateful to have you all, but I'm having more moments where I feel like I want to be by myself. Even though I really hate that idea. Sorry, even now I know in my mind that I shouldn't be saying that yet. And yet... I'm sorry. Poor Kasho-san. Huh? You're in pain. You're in so much pain. And that's why you ended up saying what you didn't want to say. Not being able to say what you want to say and saying what you don't want to say. Either way, I understand. It's so sad. It's so very sad. Cinnamon, I'm sorry. Don't apologize, please. You aren't in the wrong here, Kasho-san. Kasho-san, you can let it out and cry. It is sad after all. I see. So this is sad. My lack of skills is sad. The disappointment in my hard work going unrewarded is sad. Makes me want to cry too. Maple? I thought there was something more I could do. You always help me out. You always help me sort through my issues. So I thought that it would be my turn to help you this time. So she really has been thinking like that. And yet, in the end, I can't even do anything. I'm so pathetic. It makes me want to cry. Nature! Oh. But crying... Is crying really going to solve our problems? Well, no, but... What's sad is sad. I know, Dad. The sadness isn't going anywhere. The disappointment in yourself, the regret, everything you've done up until now, the frustration towards your shortcomings. You just have to accept all those things and keep trying, right? Well, I get your point, but no amount of crying is going to help you make a good cake. That's a sound argument. That's why it's making my ears recoil, or rather, my heart ache. The thing you need to right now, Kasho, is psychological composure, isn't it? Huh? Normally, when I cheer you on, you give me a smile and a happy reply. Thank you, I'll do my best. That's true, Kasho-san normally does that. That may be true. Imora, but right now... Well, you just told us that you have been losing your composure. I do agree, but... This isn't the sort of thing that you can just control on your own. Composure doesn't work like that. Isn't there something that you can do to relieve your stress? Like, take a breather or something. We just went to the hot spring not too long ago. I don't have time for that. Christmas is just a month away. That is true. Isn't there some way for you to take a breather? Something you can do in a short period of time? How about visit France? Maybe sing. A good idea. Music soothes a weary soul. Yeah, but I'm not like you guys. I can't sing well enough to have it act as a stress reliever. Is that so? Maybe try eating some good. You seem extremely bent out of shape. Why not just go to sleep? Oh yes, whenever you're feeling down, sleep is always the best option, isn't it? Ah, no. Even if I laid down, I would have problems getting to sleep. I realize that I'm exhausted, but my tension is still high after all. You could relax in a nice, with a nice soaking bath. Huh. Well, Cashio's no fool, so I'm sure he'll try a bunch of different options. Shouldn't we be thinking of things that Kashio can't try out on his own? Oh, I get it. There has to be something only we can do. Oh no. Yeah, that's how it starts. Ah, why not a massage? Oh, goody! A massage? Well, they do say the mind and the body are connected. Loosening up your body will surely remove stress. And when you can fall, and then you can fall fast asleep. That's a possibility. Huh? Huh? Mitch, I'm giving Kush your son a massage on top of the bed. Their bodies entangled around one another in a massage. Don't start rubbing there. Cinnamon is drooling. Huh? Well, that's the kind of massage you're after. Ah, yeah. I know what happened. Sorry. It's gotten late, so I'll drop you guys off. It's fine, the trains are still running. We are more worried about you after all, Kashio-san. I see. Well, take care. Thanks. You take it easy tonight, Kashio. Have a good night, Kashio-san. After all the service that we gave to you, you better have a good night's sleep after. Alright? Right, thanks. You're right. I do feel like I'll be able to get a good night's of sleep. What's the matter? Now that my mind is clear, I've got all my ideas in order. I've been racking my brain over this, but I've made up my mind. It's all thanks to you two, Maple, Cinnamon. What? What? Uh, made up your mind on what? Be still, my heart. I think that I'm keeping up this trial and error testing on my own isn't the way to go. Then we'll help you come up with something. And that's even less of a way to go, Cinnamon. Yeah. Not that I don't appreciate the sentiment, though. Ah, where? We haven't put the same amount of effort that Kashio has, so not being able to help him bake a cake is nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah, you two have done more than enough for enough to help anyway. In fact, it's because of you two being here I'm able to make this decision. Decision of what? I want to let you run the shop. Eh? What do you mean? Kashio, you're leaving? Yeah, for a week. No, 3 days at best. Will you let me have that much time? Are you going to isolate yourself up in the mountains or something? Training! You're going to train, coming up with new revelations as you sit under a waterfall, all that. No. The only thing I would come up with if I sat under a waterfall in the middle of the winter is a cold. Yeah, fair point. I'm cold just thinking of it. Plus, I don't think isolating myself in the mountains would help me bake any cakes. No, I mean, I plan on taking a trip to France. Ah, that makes sense. Huh? Huh? France? I want to ask my mentor to teach me again. That does make sense. For the past few days, I've been struggling, and I've tried everything in the kitchen sink, but in the end, I was never able to figure out what my dad told me. That in itself may be what he meant by me lacking a core in my cookie. But I know one thing. I don't see any change happening at this pace. Of course, I have no idea if my mentor will just readily accept the idea. After all, before I came back to Japan, she told me that she already taught me everything. I know that you idolize your mentor's signature flavor, but isn't there a possibility that your father wouldn't recognize that flavor either? She raises a good point. If my father doesn't recognize the flavor I'm idolizing, then, well, we'll never see eye to eye. No, the whipped cream my dad made before was really close to my mentor's flavor. Dad isn't the type to make something like that and then contradict himself. At the very least, he would never serve anything that he didn't think was the best possible flavor he could make at the moment. Knowing that, there's no way I could just go and present him something that's half-assed in execution. Yes. He is quite the serious person. The flavors are close. The flavors are close? Even if my mentor ends up not teaching me anything, even if just a little tiny taste of her flavor one more time might... I don't see the harm. It's always important to take a look back at your roots. And it's worlds better than being cooped up in your kitchen by yourself, going to stir crazy and muttering to yourself at the very least. I also agree. By the way, are you really going to go alone? Are you not going to take Chocolat or any of the others? There's a lot of paperwork needed for catgirls to leave the country. I heard it takes a minimum of a week in order to get approval after submitting a request. And you can't book a flight unless you've been given permission. It sounds like a lot of hassle. I would have loved to go to France. You'll never get over it. You need to be here and look after the shop. And more importantly, this isn't going to be a leisure trip for Cashel anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't want the shop to close up in the meantime. It was closed the entire time during the hot spring trip, after all. If we keep temporarily closing the shop, then it's bound to dissuade customers from coming. Totally agree. It would be a big disappointed if the trip out to the shop only to find it was closed after all. Okay then, I'll take charge when you're away and keep the shop running. Oh, we can always depend on you, Mei-chan. If you say so. Aski is going to be in charge of making the cakes, though. Haha. I'll make sure everything is in order then. It depends on the type of the job, but knowing Azuki and Vanilla, I'm confident that I can entrust tasks with them to a certain extent. More than half the menu is going to have to be cut without you around, and we have other customers with Christmas cakes that need preparing. Are you sure you can make it back in 3 days? Yeah, I promise. 3 days, huh? 3 days, huh? If you factor in the time in transit, it can only be in France for a little under 2 days. I'll get a grasp on what I need and come back. But if I can't do that, then I... Ooh. Alright, and that's where I'm gonna stop voicing the girls, because my... Ugh. My voice is dying. Wait, did I get everything? Yeah. Phew. The air is different. France in winter. Paris is much colder on average than Japan. Today is a rare sunny day, but the sky is usually polluted by thick clouds around this time of year. Last night, I got everything ready for my trip after work and left Japan on the same day. I landed in Charles de Gaulle Airport in the morning and took a bus ride and reached Paris around sunrise. I took a nap on the plane, but my body still feels heavy. Now then, what to do first? I got into contact with my mentor before coming to France. She listened and granted my request. I can be under her tutelage once more. I need to take care of this feeling of being lost. It's way too early to be visiting my mentor right now, though. Patisserie. Work at the patisserie starts way before the establishment opens, but pre-opening is usually the busiest part of the day. No matter what plans we have or how friendly we are, visiting this early would just cause issues. Not the sort of thing a person taking for tutelage should do. I need to wait until it's time to open shop. Well, I'm already here in France. Might as well have a croissant or crepe for old time's sake. I pass a pair of girls, one with black hair and the other with white. Huh? Chocolate? Vanilla? When I turn around, I see that the girls share the same height, but looking from the back, they're completely different pair. Oh yeah, of course not. Cat girls can't easily travel overseas. Oh, one moment. So, my throat is dying. I've got them staying behind this time around, holding down the fort. But I remember what happened before I headed out. Sorry, I'm counting on you to look after things.
ご主人、私は待ってる。お土産、高級品じゃなくても大丈夫。
Oh, sure. I'll shoot for something else then. Even though I don't have any free time on to go taking in the sights.
たった3日間だろ。早く行って、早く帰ってこいよな。4日目は週末だかんな。歌唱がいねえと、店がどうなっても死んねえからな。
Yeah. Count on me being here.
リゼンヌに浮気なんかしちゃダメだからね。
I wouldn't do anything like that.
6匹の恋猫がいる人がいてもね。
Shh. I mean...
歌唱さんを困らせちゃダメですよ、めいちゃん。歌唱さんのケーキがもっと美味しくなるなんて、私は楽しみです。
I'm going to aim to
お
please.
兄ちゃん、頑張って。僕ずっと応援してるから。
Yeah, I appreciate that.
主人様。
I'm going now, Chocola.
はい。ショコラは、ショコラは待ってますから。いってらっしゃいませ、ご主人様。
Yeah, I definitely need to come home with results. I thought I saw something for a second. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks. Hey, I haven't been in France for half a day yet and I'm already homesick. I knew my eyes weren't playing tricks on me. I sling my overnight bag over my shoulder and chase after that person. Oh my god. How? Oh? Shigure? Wait. Or is this just something who looks like her? Looks just like her. Shigure wears kimonos, not dresses. Must be someone different. Yeah, as if. Not even I would mistake someone, yeah, as if. Not even I would mistake someone else for my sister. What are you doing here, Shigure?
見つかってしまいましたか、兄様。現地の人たちに完璧に溶け込んだつもりだったのですが。
Well, even in Paris, you don't really see people running around with such aristocratic-looking dresses. Paris is full of stone-paved roads, and you're often climbing stairs, so wearing high heels is risky. Even the majority of the ladies wear sneakers or leather shoes. Also, most girls wear slim jeans, so girls in skirts are rare. The clothes are usually black or white. Mostly anyone would be wearing beige or a patterned outwear is tourist. Well, your outfit looks nice on you, so it's fine, right? Yeah. You're always in kimonos, so I guess you could say it's a breath of fresh air. Oh. You're exaggerating way too much. Actually, what are you doing here anyway? I have to figure things out for the few days I have. You understand that, right? The fact that we're talking right now is already so far removed from my initial plans, though. Then again, maybe the reason I'm feeling this way is because my mental composure is wearing thin. Shigure felt worried enough about me to come all the way to France, even though she has her own life to lead. Nonetheless, I'm not even mature enough to be forthright and give her my thanks. I won't turn you away, but this isn't a pleasure trip. I don't think that I'll be able to do anything for you here. You're fine in spite of that?
私は兄様に目的に集中してほしいのです。ですから、雑務はすべてお任せください。
I see.
ところで兄様、もう師匠様のお店へ向かわれるのですか？
No, it's still too early. I'm thinking of grabbing breakfast at the bakery.
おいしい。何ですかこれは？クロワッサンですよね。
Yep, this shop really has the best croissants around.
なんて香りの豊かなクロワッサンでしょうか。この甘さはバターですか？
Oh, are you going to finish that croissant? The quality butter is sweet. It's got a flavor that's different from sugar.
さすが兄様です。こんな素敵な朝食をいただけるなんて。
This is a bakery that anyone who's lived here for long enough would know. It's so famous that it's even in the guidebooks. If you still got room, let's hit up a great crab place next. They're not quite Japanese, like Japanese crabs. I mean, she is the Lolita. As we're about to leave the shop, the employees start a conversation in French. That's not French! As we're about to leave the shop, the employees start a conversation in French, continues in Japanese. I'm sorry. Huh? Oh, no! Je m'appelle crêpe de chocolat. My current situation is too weird to and complicated to explain all the details. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Wait a second, Shigure. You understand French? Nee, no. Je m'appelle une crêpe de chocolat. Dus my name is chocolate crêpe. 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 Damn. You figured this might happen? I guess I can't say it's an unlikely scenario, huh? France is where I got my start in Western sweets, and my mentor runs a Western confectionery shop in Paris. It's actually more unusual to think that I would never travel to France ever again.
留学していた頃は兄様がずっと戻ってこない可能性もありましたから。
Ah, I see now. They're not related by blood, I think. Yes, no, they're not related by blood because Kasho is a son of his father and Shigure is a daughter of her mother. And, like, their parents married or something. I think that's it. That was it. I'm going down the path of Western sweet maker. My relationship with Dad soured. Even when my study abroad was over, uh, even when my study abroad was over, there was still a big possibility that I would stay in Paris. Well, by that time, I made up my mind to open a shop in Japan. Well, I didn't want people to think that I ran away from Dad. I have my pride. Also, my mentor here told me to. She said I should talk it out with Dad and return to Japan. Why do I think like this woman is going to be his mother or something? Nowadays, Imadeva, I think that was really important in bringing my mentor's distinct flavor over to the town I was born and raised in. I feel like it was all worth doing. I'm happy that I've made my customers happy. Now then, it's about time we get going. You got room for crepes? Well, be careful, Shigure. Paris is a dangerous city. If you don't keep up your guard, you'll end up gaining weight before you know it. And there's a whole lot of tasty things there to be had here. Nekopara. なるほど。La Soleil. こっくり。ごっくり。Nearly lunchtime. After waiting for normal business hours, I find myself in front of the shop. I know that I've made plans, but I'm still getting nervous. Yep, sure is.
兄様から何度か話だけは伺っていましたが、とうとう訪れることができました。私にとっては聖地、まさに聖地巡礼の気分です。
そういうものか? Does it? Where I studied abroad is close to here, so it's got a lot of nostalgia for me. Kind of like I'm back for the first time in a while.
兄様の留学先、この近くなのですね。
Yeah, it's a few minutes down the street, in fact.
とすると、本家ラ・ソレイユのお客さんは学生さんが多いのですか?
They have their fair share of students, but I'd say housewives are the biggest group of customers. A lot of mothers come here with their kids too. There's a bunch of people who think that eating cakes is reserved for special days in Japan. But here in France, it's extremely common to eat cake at dinner time. Even when it comes to normal families, dinner usually goes salad, soup, bread, seafood, meat, cheese, dessert. That's a big dinner. How many dishes they produce depends on the family, though. So yeah, it's not that rare to see people eating cake at almost every day. Well, I mean, even for general home cooking in Japan, from other countries' perspective, it looks like Japanese version is a full course meal. Tea, white rice, miso soup, entries, meat, fish. There's not much difference between the amount of dishes they use.
言われてみれば
Those are the facts.
慣れてしまうと普通のことでも異文化の方には驚かれる場合があるのですね。
Yeah, it goes both ways. Alright, I think that's enough chit-chat for now. I checked the time once more. The shop should open around now. I don't see the sandwich board, the one that used to be put out when I was around, in front of the shop yet, though.
兄様、いざ参りましょう。
Alright.
あら、ちょっと待ってください、兄様。
Shigure stops me from going in. What's the matter?
お店から誰か出てきますよ。
Oh. Could it be my mentor? Ah, new girl, finally! However, the person who comes out is a small-framed girl. She's wearing an adorable pinafore dress. If it's my mentor, then her taste in clothes has taken a shocking turn. But I know it's not, about that's not the case here. It's Kato. Yes, Kato. Did she hire someone because I went back to Japan? She was short-staffed even back then, after all. Compared to the Japanese La Soleil, there's little seating inside. I figured that's how she was able to manage it. I always thought there was a lot for my mentor to do on her own, though.
まずは彼女に話しかけてみた方が良さそうですね。
Kato! Hey, Sharina. First talking to her. Oh, yeah, true. I approached the original La Soleil. Good afternoon.
ごめんなさい。まだ開店前です。
Nieko. With the Spanish N. We're horny. There's no horny here, only wholesome. Those ears, that demeanor. Could this girl be?
なんて可愛らしい猫でしょ
Huh?
う。なんて澄んだ瞳、そして艶やかな毛並み。耳の形なんて完璧の完璧です。
Oh, she's cute.
ふっさふっさの尻尾も素敵です。この形、この色、チンチラペルチャですね。
Oh no, Sharina.
はい。初めて見ました。こんなに可愛らしい猫だったなんて。ありがとうございます。あなたも素敵です。そんな綺麗な黒髪、初めて見ました。兄様、聞きましたか？
Yep, she's a wonderful, well-trained cat girl.
そんなことを。こんな子がうちに来てくれたらどれだけ素敵でしょうか。
You can't just abduct anyone off the street, Shigure. That doesn't work like that. Shigure, dial it back a bit, okay? Sorry for startling you like that. My name, I'm Kasho Minaduki.
私としたことが兄様のお役に立つために来たはずなのに、つい。失礼いたしました。私、水無月しぐれと申します。
Itsureshimasu. Gashin kudasai. What?
私はフレーズと言います。
Fresa. Fresa. Wait a second. Just before I ended my study abroad, my mentor was taking care of a girl kitten who could barely walk. She said that a friend asked her, and only be for a short while, but From the looks of things, I guess my mentor ended up adopting her. Boy, you sure grew up. I almost didn't recognize you now that you're working in a shop like this.
まさか
Something else?
間違いないでもあいえごめんなさい歌唱さんとしぐれさんですね
Yep, I'm here to ask for my mentor's
師
service.
匠
Oh, that's not the person's name. The word for mentor or maître in French probably isn't a word a cat girl who works at the pasterie is familiar with. I'm always saying mentor and my mentor, so it slipped my mind. I say my mentor's actual name. I've come to see Bejnet-san.
パティシエールですねわかりました
A female pastry chef is called a pastrière in French. And the pastrière of this establishment is my
お
mentor.
待ちください今呼んで
A silhouette steps from the back.
おやおや、騒がしいと思ったら、まるで子猫が増えたみたいね。
Oh my god, she's old! Ah!
この方がパティシエール歌唱さんが
ええ、大丈夫よ。話は聞いているわ。フレーズは小さかったから覚えていないかしら。
I have no idea why she's called Biz yet. It's her name.
そうですね
よく来たわね、歌唱。元気な顔を見せてくれただけで嬉しいわ。土産話があればもっと嬉しいけれど。
Oh. Mentor! Whatever reason, the tumultuous days I've spent as of late come flooding back to me all at once. At the same time, memories from all my time spent learning from my mentor flash in my mind. There's so much going on in my head that I'm left speechless. At the same time, I feel a damp warmth in the corner of my eyes. I'm an idiot. Bakana. I'm not some lost child who just found his mom. I tense my abdomen and force my emotions down. I'm sorry for my long absence. I'm extremely appreciative that you can spare your precious time in spite of my abrupt request.
相変わらず歌唱は聞いたこともないような堅苦しい言葉を使うわね。変わっていないようで何よりだわ。
Master gently hugs my shoulders as if welcoming me back after a long trip.
私が教えられることは本当にもうないのだけれど、せっかく来てくれたのだから何か食べていくといいわ。
Thank you very much. I need to find some sort of clue on my own merits. At least, that's the plan. Mentor said that she's taught me everything. Still, I'm missing something. In that case, I need learning that goes beyond simple teaching.
ところで、こちらのお嬢さんはお人形かと思ってしまったわ。
私水無月しぐれと申します約束もないのについてきてしまってもちろんご迷惑はおかけしませんので
しぐれ？じゃあ歌唱の妹の？
Oh.
はい
My apologies, mentor. She followed me of her own accord.
よく来たわね、しぐれ。ずっと会いたいと思っていたわ。
Damn.
私もですベニエさん兄様ったら 帰国した後、師匠様の話ばかりするものだから。
あら、そうなの？ガショウはフランスでは妹の話ばかりしていたわ。
Ah. That isn't true, though. If my memory serves me correct, the only thing I remember talking about is Western
姉様
sweets.
から話を聞いて、とても素晴らしい方なのだと。こうしてお会いできて、本当に光栄です。
ガショウは生真面目だから、年上を敬いすぎているだけよ。もっと平たく物事を見なくてはね。
Respect you because you are a wonderful individual. That is all there is to it.
そう、師匠様、こちらの猫、素晴らしいです。こんな素敵な猫はなかなかいません。そんなことは。
褒めてもらえて嬉しいわ。他の猫と比べたことはないのだけれど。
私も他の猫と会ったことがありませんから。当家には猫が6匹ほどおります。どの子も本当に可愛らしいですが、フレーズちゃんも素晴らしく。猫って本当に可愛いですよね。6匹も？
カショウは菓子作りのことになると人が変わったように話すけれど、しぐれは猫が好きなよね。
すみません。お忙しいところお邪魔して猫の話ばかり。
おやおや、何を謝ることがあるの。人生は短いわ。好きなことを我慢する時間なんてないのよ。あなたは猫が好き。それが分かって私は嬉しいわ。
はい。兄様の言っていた通り。いえ、それ以上に素敵な方です。師匠様は。
そうそう、カショウには師匠と呼ばないように言っているの。でもこの子は頑固だから譲らないのよ。しぐれは私のことを普通に呼んでくれるかしら？
わかりました。ではベニエ様と。
様？
ベ
あ
ニエ。
なたのような可愛らしい子にそんな呼ばれ方をさせていたら、周りに私の品性を疑われてしまうわね。国には国の習慣があるの。言葉だけでなく文化も尊重しなくては。
なるほど、わかりました。それでは恐れ多いですが、ベニエさんと。
ええ、それがいいわ。しぐれはカショウと違って素直でいい子ね。
You're just shit talking me while I'm being here.
フレーズは事情があって古い友人から預かった猫なの。最初は短い間のつもりだったのだけれど、今では私にとって娘のようなものね。
Aww. I can understand that feeling.
猫は家族ですよね。私の方こそパティシエールと一緒に暮らせて幸せです。
She is too cute. Oh my god.
年を取ると力仕事ができなくなって。でもフレーズは小さいのに力が強いのよ。とっても助かっているわ。
Sorry about that.
パティシエールのお役に立てているなら嬉しいです。お仕事やっと手伝えるようになってきたので、もっと頑張らないと。
感謝しているわ。さて、そろそろお客さんが来る時間だから開店の準備をしないと。
そうでした。まだ途中です。すみません、お仕事中に話しかけてしまって。私お手伝いします。でも。
いいわよ。カショウが連れてきて本人がやるというのだから、きっと力になってくれるでしょ。
何でもいたしますので。わかりました。それじゃあ看板を出すのを手伝ってください。その後窓ガラスを拭きます。はい。
私も準備をしないと。
I'll help you with that.
おやおや、何を言っているのかしら。
Uh-huh.
歌唱の場合は手伝いじゃなく、あなたの役目よ。2日間だけでも滞在するからには働いてもらうわ。前と同じように。
Of course. Oh. I worked in this shop for years. The location of items, the preparation, almost nothing has changed. I remember everything. I got started on preparing for opening without any indecision. I wipe off the glass showcase and line up the cakes. Your cakes sure send me back, Mentor.
変わり映えがないでしょ。
Don't sell yourself short. These cakes are perfect. They're the ultimate goals for me. I tried to get Dad to eat my cake.
どうだったかしら。
Dad said he didn't need to eat it.
そう。
He also said my cooking lacks core, and he thinks a main part like... I think he means a main part, like an axis or a nucleus, or in other things. It's hard trying to explain the concept. I don't comprehend myself into French. Mentor, will you allow me to train under you once again?
私にも歌唱のお父さんの言う真の意味はわかりません。というか、きっと誰にも説明できない概念でしょう。でなければ、あなたのお父さんがわざと説明しない理由がない。
That's what I think too. Dad is a hard-headed and terrible with words, but he's not the kind of person to just lie because he doesn't approve of something.
説明しなかったことに意味がある。それは理解できているのね。
Yes, somewhat.
なら、私には教えることができない。それも理解できる？
Yes. I'm guessing there's something I'm missing. I guess there's something I'm missing. Something Dad and Mentor both understand. However, it's not something that can be explained with words. Ugh. I find myself lost within my thoughts, running around in circles in my head.
私は役に立たないと言ったでしょ。今のうちに国へ帰る？
Oh no. I cannot then go back until I find something. Anything.
なら、ケーキをショーケースに並べてちょうだい。
Yes, ma'am. I take the tray from her and carefully place them in the showcase. When I'm going through this routine in my mind is free from worries, and all I can remember is the days I was under my mentor's tutelage. I find this mundane work so much fun that it naturally brings a smile to my face. I have no idea. Kovacha. I have no idea what it's saying. I'm sorry.
Bonjour.
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 Bonjour. The two exchange greetings with the French word for good afternoon. Oh, you learn so much from this game. The customer says hello and goodbye when they enter and leave the shop, as if they're in a friend's house. There are people in Japan who just come into your shop with a hello and a good day as well, but I feel like it's become more uncommon nowadays. Bonjour. A female patron has a firm and compact build suited for dancing or something of the sort. Her eyes widen as she's taken aback. Her eyes are focused on... Shigure is there, changed in her regular kimono. However, she's speaking fluent French while in it. Yes, French. She's very popular amongst the customers. Wearing a kimono is uncommon enough, but on top of that, someone like that working at a patisserie is pretty much unseen around here. Oh. Wait, Pigeon, help me with this. Does this say female customer? I forgot the word for female, but... Okyak-san. Shigure strikes a pose like a professional model. Yo? The name of the customer was like the first word was female and then a no. It was, I think... I forgot the word for female, but Okyak-san was the second word, so... I thought, is it female customer? But I don't read kanji very good, so... Things are lively around here. Apologies for all the racket. Wait, Here. I know this is the kanji for woman. This I don't know. No Okyak-san. Oh my. Huh? So... huh? No, it's just... All of the customers are in a frenzy over Shigure and her uncommon wardrobe. It seems to be trending on social media, which is why there are so many more customers than usual. Apparently, Shigure does business by the way of the web. I guess she's serving customers in her kimono as a form of advertising. Jose is woman, if I'm correct. I have no idea. Hooray! I've had my eye on you for a while now. No, she's just pushy. Yes, I'm a Japanese pro. Yeah, maybe Shigure is the type to help build bridges. Eh? Eh? Me too? Oh. You didn't feed her a lie, did you?
もちろん事実だけを伝えました。
That's a relief.
しぐれは彼を
Oh
心
my.
から愛しています。
That's just giving her the wrong
言っ
ID.
ていません。
I didn't tell a lie. I mean, you technically didn't tell a lie, but still.
おや、もしかして歌唱はしぐれのことが嫌いなの？
Huh? That's isn't what I mean.
なら仲良くするくらい普通のことじゃなくて。
ベニエさん、さすがです。
Sasuga. Benye-sama. Ugh. Well, the French do have more intimate family relationships in comparison to the Japanese. I sorely doubt that, but I'm not a French expert, so... They're always going out together, and it's not rare to see brothers and sisters walking hand in hand. Sometimes what you think is a pair of young lovers just ends up being a pair of siblings, and the pairs of young lovers end up being even more passionate.
文化を尊重するのは大事なことですよ、兄様。
I get it. Skinship. Ah. I nod. Shigure wraps her arm around
なん
mine.
と素晴らしいことでしょう。お許しをいただけるなんて。ビーバー、フランス。合法的にイチャイチャできます。合法兄様。
Oh no. Pull your jets. Yeah, that's true. A customer snaps a photo of me on their phone and Shigure clings to me.
まるで夫婦飽きないですね。兄様、私、感激です。
Ah. I thought that my mentor would hate all the commotion in her shop, but...
いいことよ、歌唱。やっぱり家族は仲良くしないとね。
She's in an oddly good mood, so she doesn't feel inconvenienced, at least. Shigure's outward personality and exotic allure of her, and the exotic allure of her kimono has been helping with giving the shop a modest following on social media. Tea time ends and the customers start to thin out. Phew! I've had the Get Girls take care of dealing with customers as of late, so doing the various odds and ends on my own is a fresh change of pace. It's tough work, but it's fulfilling. Speaking of which, when was the last time I stood at the counter and interacted with the customer face to face like this anyway? After all, even during business hours, I'm cooped up in the kitchen all day.
タルトタタン、ミルフィーユ、ルリジュースです。
Religieuze. At first, Fraise came across as shy and introverted, but at least she's a fast worker regardless. You're pretty impressive. Huh? You're careful and deliberate, so you don't make mistakes. And despite being so particular, you're constantly on the move, so you get a considerable amount done. The shop probably wouldn't operate without you around, huh?
そんなことは。
その通りよ。最近はお客さんが増えて、もう私だけでは無理ね。
今日は特にお客さんが多いです。
いつもならティータイムが取れるくらい空いているような時間帯なのだけれど。
It wasn't enough to form any lines, but the customers didn't let up for a second. It's probably here. They're all probably here for Shugura. I'm guessing it's because of the spread on social media.
すみません。頑張りすぎました。
Ah, I'm too good. Wait, let me. No. Yeah. She's, she's too cute.
謝らないで。私はお客さんが多い方が嬉しいです。
Tone and demeanor aren't quite the same, but she's starting to speak a little like my mentor. I suppose it comes with the territory, since mentor raised her like her daughter.
なんてよくできた子なんでしょう。
Frasa sure is qualified. She should be the same age as Chocolate too.
フランスの鈴持ち試験は相当に厳しいらしいですから、それに合格しているだけでも間違いなく優秀ですね。
Huh? Is the exam different
も
content-wise?
ちろんです。自動車の免許試験と同じで、国ごとに基準が全然違います。しかも日本だと国から業務委託された民間企業の方々が試験官なんですが、フランスは警察官が担当していますから。
That does seem tough.
鈴の試験、はい、大変でした。無理だと思ったことも何度か。でもパティシエールがいっぱい教えてくれましたから。
本人の努力がなければ私が何を言っても無意味よ。フレーズが鈴を持っているのはフレーズが努力をしたから。
ありがとうございます、パティシエール。連れて帰りたい。
Hey, don't go saying that like you mean it.
かもしれないわね。
Damn. She was easy with the Yeti. Eh?
フレーズは物心ついた時には私の家に行って、この店この町しか知らないわ。世界にはいろいろな場所があり、人がおり、想像すらしないことが起きる。そうしたことを知らないでいるのはもったいないし危ういことだから、私はフレーズにもっと広い世界を知ってほしいの。
I see, it is important to broaden one's horizons. I feel like she's saying that about myself. I was always locked away in a small world. I was under the assumption that my dad's house and the places around school were made up the entire world. When I met my mentor in this city, my world changed in a big way. I was able to choose my own path.
そういうことでしたら、私が万全の体制で広い世界を知っていただくために受け入れを。
そう。じゃあお願いしようかしら。
Oh? But if you do that, what will happen to the shop
フ
mentor?
レーズの代わりにしぐれが働いてくれれば問題ないわね。
Eh?
あなたもいろいろなことへ目を向けた方がいいと思うの。小さな画面を通してではなく。
申し訳ございません。私は兄様がいない世界では生きていけないのです。水と空気と兄様が必要です。
Wait, what? I need three things. Water, air, and my brother.
そうなの？残念だわ。
残念。
さすがは兄様の師匠様。ベニエさんの方が上手ですね。
I'm not sure how much of that was true, but I also agree that Fresa should learn more about the world. It doesn't have to be right away. Whenever the time comes where you want to do that, I'll do everything in my power to help you, Fresa.
ありがとうございます。いつかその時にはぜひ。楽しみです。
Yep. Now then, time to wash up the plates.
私も厨房に戻るわね。
Before I even notice, my first full day in France is coming to a close. The original La Soleil de Frême, closed for business, is Freme, closed for business before sunset.
二人ともお疲れ様でした。たっぷり食べてちょうだい。
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. I know I always ask. I know I asked this of you suddenly, and I brought Shigure along on top of that.
食事は大勢の方が楽しいもの。それに、あなたたちは家族じゃないの。はい。さあ、どうぞ。
いただきます。
Hors d'oeuvre serve to enrich one's appetite and mood. The portion size is small, designed to make you enjoy their visual beauty. Mentor has prepared scallops on top, topped with mini shrimp and caviar sandwiching sliced pieces of baby tomatoes. Damn, that's an expensive meal. And not just because of the caviar. To ensure it's held together, it's drenched in a light coat of potato mussolini, making it less likely to fall apart when eaten. Ooh. Delicate, vibrant, and gentle on the plate.
美味しいです。ベニエさん。
It's fantastic.
ありがとう。普通の家庭料理なのだけれど、祖母の代から作っているから褒めてもらえて嬉しいわ。
These decadent hors d'oeuvre are like a bite to blessing of the Mediterranean. Their saltiness and acidity is good for the body. Following the hors d'oeuvre is soup. Which is then followed by a dish of poisson, fish. Every dish is exquisite.
美味しいです。パティシエールの料理を食べると、私は今日も頑張ってよかったなって思います。
私もあなたの食べる姿を見るのが大好きよ、フレーズ。
パリで超一流のフランス料理フルコース、その上歴史ある邸宅で一泊。どうしましょう。素人の私がちょっとお手伝いしたくらいでは全く見合わないと思うのですが。
しぐれは面白いことを言うわね。見合うとか見合わないとか、そんなこと気にしなくてもいいのよ。
しかし兄様がお世話になっているのに、この上私まで。
I get how you feel, but I've never tried to give mentor tokens of gratitude. I've tried giving my mentor tokens of gratitude plenty of times in the past, but she would never accept a single offer. I want to someday thank her by making some really delicious Western sweets. Mentor is the one who taught me all I know, so I think showing her my growth is a valid form of thanks.
楽しみにしているわ、歌唱。
なるほど。でも私はどうすれば。
構わないと言っているのに。しぐれも歌唱たちに似て頑固だこと。
すみません。ではお言葉に甘えます。
そうしてちょうだい。これも自信作なのよ。楽しんでほしいわ。
After the main meat dish comes a slice of mentor's cake, which line the table.
すごい綺麗です。とっても。いつも素敵だけれど、今日のは特別に。パ パティシエールの楽しい気持ちが伝わってきます。
そう。よかったわ。
I scoop the tip off the cake and bring it to my mouth. The cake is a new recipe that I've never tasted before, but the flavor definitely belongs to my mentor. It's fresh, yet nostalgic. Feel like I've come to this city for the sole purpose of eating this.
少しは落ち着いたかしら。
I don't know, but was I that bad?
迷子の子猫のような顔をしていたわね。
Color me embarrassed. Honestly, when I was helping out in the shop today, I did kind of ask myself, should I really be doing this right now? I thought I should be baking cakes that'll satisfy my dad before Christmas. But as I worked through the day, I kind of started to remember how the old days. My desire from the first start was to make Western sweets. Western sweets had resuscitated.
焦りは消えた？
To be honest, a little remains, but the feeling of discomfort has diminished. My objective isn't to have my dad recognize my talents. It's to bake a cake that puts a smile on people's faces. And that's my goal. And it's the right one for me. I'm positive. But my dad said, you'll always be half the man you should be if you keep running behind the words like that. My goal is right, in which case, I was the one in the wrong. I've been running behind my words. I was satisfied by just saying that I wanted to put smiles on people's faces. Essentially, I was running behind those words. If I really want to bring smiles to people's faces, then I can do some... Oops. I can do something more. I should do something more. That's what my dad was trying to tell me, at least I think.
私は歌唱のお父さんではないからわからないわね。そうかもしれないし、違うのかもしれない。言葉というのは言った本人にすら本当の意味がわからないこともある。100人が受け取れば100通りの解釈があるのが言葉というものだから。大切なのは言葉ではなくて、いえ、少し話しすぎたわね。長旅の上にずっと働いて疲れたでしょ。シャワーを浴びて早めに寝るといいわ。うっかりしていたわ。空き部屋はあるけれど、ベッドは歌唱が使っていたものしか空いてないの。一緒に使ってもらってもいいかしら。
Oh no.
もちろんです。ご迷惑はかけられません。そもそも私はホテルに泊まるつもりでしたから。
ダメよ。日が落ちてから出歩くなんて危ないもの。
That's right, it's a big bed, so we'll manage. If you don't want to, that's a different story.
幸せすぎて
本当に大丈夫なのよね、歌唱。
She gets like this sometimes. I'm positive we'll be just fine. Please believe me, mentor.
なら安心ね。そうなの。しぐれはこういう子なのね。
こんな楽しそうなパティシエールは初めて見るかもしれません。歌唱さんとしぐれさんとおしゃべりしている時のパティシエールは本当に嬉しそうです。
Is that a fact?
私はさほど面白いことは言っていないと思いますが、兄様を見ていると幸せになるのは自然の摂理ですから。
Ah, yes. The laws of the universe dictate that you must feel joy when staring at your brother. What?
面白いです。フレーズもいずれ理解します。
Mentor does look happy. Her eyes get especially gentle when she looks at Shigure. Shigure ended up coming here without any previous arrangement, so I thought she would be trouble, but ultimately I might have been the right choice to bring her along. I never would have guessed my mentor would be so thrilled to see her. And that is gonna be the end for tonight. After my terrible French, I must rest. Okay, no. This is just, yeah, a good point to end it. If the game grants me control. There we go.
ゲームデータをセーブすんのか？
Save back.
ゲーム内の環境設定タイトル画面に戻りたい。ネコパラボリューム4。猫とパティシエのノエル。
Yes. Ah. Stretch a bit. Yes. Ah. Oh. Well, we got to see the new girl today. Fraise. She's cute. She's very cute. I like her. Those are fake cat ears. It's explained in the story, I think, at some point that she puts them on when she works at the shop. Because it's like a shop for... La Soleil is a shop with cat girls, so... But yeah. Ah. I feel like... What's the name? What's the name of the creator of this game? I forgot her name. Their name. I don't know if it's a he or she. Let me see. Un momento. Sayori. Sayori, the creator of this game, moved in a way more wholesome territory with the game, or not? Yeah, I don't know. It's a way more normal story. I think he or she left all the erotic stuff in the 18 plus version and just focused mainly on the story in this one, which I like personally, since I just love the story. Just love reading the story. No horny. But yeah. That's gonna be it for tonight. Another stream tomorrow. Gonna continue with Yakuza. I've been doing some of the Cabaret Club stuff off stream since that's just, in general, the same stuff and boring to see. So tomorrow we'll continue with the story and beat some more people up, yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed tonight. And I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope you have a good night. Sleep well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.